In this video, I'm going to introduce the sine rule in trigonometry, the sine rule. Now, so far in trigonometry, we've learned that for right-angled triangles, Pythagoras' theorem works. And we've also learned about SOHCAHTOA for right-angled triangles. However, we have not learned anything about non-right-angled triangles or triangles that don't have a right angle. This is where the sine rule can be useful. Here is an example of a triangle, and you can clearly see it's not a right angle triangle. None of these angles are 90 degrees. Well, there's a rule that called the sine rule, and how it works is as follows. We can call any of our angles A, B, and C. So if I call this angle A, and we use capital letters for angles, if I call this B, capital B, and I call this angle C. For non-right angle triangles, there's a little rule. If you call this angle A, then across from that, the side that's across from that angle, so if you could imagine like a little arrow pointing out and going across to here, this side is called little a. And if this is angle B, the side that's across from it, this side here, is little b. And if this is angle C, then this side is little c. And as long as the angle and the sides are opposite, they have the same letter. Opposites have the same letter, opposites have the same letter. Well, once you've labelled it like this, the sine rule says the following. The sine rule says that, I'll write a marker here, it says that the sine of angle A divided by the length of side A, that will be the same as the sine of angle B divided by side B, or it can be equal to sine of big C over little c. This is one version of the sine rule. And the other version of the sine rule is we can turn all these fractions upside down. We can put little a over sine big A. That'll be the same as little b over sine big B. And that'll be the same as little c over sine big C. So these are the two versions of this formula, and in a later video I'll show you how we use it. It's not as scary as it looks, but this, I call this version here, I call it the angle on top version, because we have the sine of the angles on the tops of the fractions. And I call this version, I call this the side on top version. Now, only one of the versions is in your maths tables. I think it's the angle on top. This is written in your maths tables. But just remember that you can turn it upside down as well. In the next video, I'll show you how we use this sine rule. But remember, this can be used for any triangle. It can be a right angle triangle, or it can be a non-right angle triangle. So it's an extra kind of, if you like, a tool for solving triangles.